kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Tell me, boy.
Ready or what?
We're born ready, motherfucker.
Testicles, 1, 2, testicles.
Mic check. We back. We bring back.
That is right. What
Okay. Tony the
podcast?
Tiger.
Toasted freaks. Yo, everybody, thank you so much for joining us back in on this fucking amazing show. This is Paranoid Radio Podcast, and I am your humble host, Trebles Garcia, and joining me on 1 and 2 is the best goes in a motherfucking planet. Big tank. Salute.
Salute, big pimpin'. What's shaking, pimpin'?
What's shaking big? Now you see me, now you don't. Magic man. That is right, everybody. We have an amazing fucking episode, and we're about to start hitting these fucking mainstream topics, walking through the path on a countdown path to our 100th fucking episode. So get ready for the greatest fucking topics we have ever fucking brought you guys. Starting with today's special episode with very special fucking guest. But before all of that, I want Big Tank to please connect the randomizing machine and give me the listener of the week.
Randomizing machine, do your thing.
Paranoid Radio.
Listen to that baby purr. Big Tank, who do we have?
Nicole Rayna PN. Straight from Instagram. Massive shout out to you. This episode goes out to you.
Ooh, Nicole Arena from Instagram. Thank you so much for fucking joining the Probe Nation, liking our shit, and following us on Instagram. This episode goes out to you. We hope you enjoy. Now, Big Tank, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Paranoid Radio. Big Tank, what is happening?
What is happening, my people? Y'all know the deal. This is your boy Big Tank, and I'm giving you guys my 2 cents. I don't want you guys 2 cents. I would deposit that bitch into the bank of knowledge, because best believe funds running low, and I need the deposits. Best believe.
Ooh, the bank of knowledge. That is right. Let's go.
Don't y'all forget it. On to the first one. My people. This is sort of relevant, irrelevant, depending how you look at it. So they actually did it. We were actually talking about this a while back. There's actually a new study showing that stocks or / currency exchange / business opportunities are rising. So if you've ever thought about stocks, you think about it in whitish way, maybe Wolf of Wall Street. Maybe that's the best way to think about it.
Crypto.
What if exactly NFTs? What if I were to tell you that all that perception is gone straight out the window?
Whoa. What do you mean?
People as young as 16 have been caught being influencers on the stock market.
Yes, absolutely.
So we had actually brought this up, and now they did an even further study saying how people are doing that. I've never actually given it a real hard shake to go actually into the stock market. Yeah, I did a little bit of Dogecoin when that happened. It blew up, sold that bitch, get it in, get out. But as you can see, it's progressing. It's no longer a older type of thing of investing.
That's right. So basically, all these young little kids, cats, dudes, men, bro, awesome people are fucking investing and becoming entrepreneurs at a very early age. On top of that, they have their hands fucking tapped into fucking crypto, drop shipping, e-commerce, and much more. Crazy fucking shit.
Yes. On to the next one, my people. So, how many of you guys have kids? I'm gonna say maybe the majority. Maybe over 70%, give or take. Well, if you do, this actually fun fact for you. How do you feel about your kid legally being able to obtain rights and knowing when to exercise their rights?
Rights like in what? Like gun rights or fucking what? Voting rights?
So there's been a curriculum being put out
Uh-huh.
in Canada where they're actually thinking of introducing government and economics at an early age. Well, I don't know about it until high school.
Yeah. That
Okay.
is great stuff. Okay. I respect.
Okay, so how would you feel if by one class they say your kids are now liable for their own actions now? So
I don't know. I think kids still could make fucking stupid dumb decisions.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So if you weigh it out and you give kids their rights, that means that they're held liable for their own actions.
Like
It's
buying
no
shit,
longer
like holding money, having a bank account, or like legally like binding shit. Like you're talking about like breaking the law, like a human be like an adult.
so the main way to put it
Mhm.
is they'd be considered an adult earlier at an earlier age.
Wow.
So at the turn of their manhood,
Mhm.
which would roughly be 12, 13, 14, 15, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
whatever they're
Uh-huh.
deciding,
Uh-huh.
they're actually thinking of giving them the rights, but they're actually going to be studying up on it and all the consequences that they can go through if they decide to mess around with the rights, because that's what sort of happens in real life.
That is crazy.
Stupid shit, you do
Uh-huh.
stupid shit happens to you.
That exactly, and you know, it used to. I mean, look, check this out. JB from the PHLAT Academy and Kim Solis Reiki from the RPHH crew told me this. The kids that are being born at this age, from the millennials all the way to today's date, not only growing in a faster paced environment, but also being born like in with bigger brains, with more intuition, with more characteristics, smarter, more energetic, more hyper, prematurely, powerful, higher dimensional, higher frequency kids. These kids are evolving. For example, yourself, your son, you said he's been super smart since he was fucking born, right? And so forth and so forth. If the kids are now being elevated in education, or at least being born in higher frequencies, or evolving faster in their brains, they should also have access to that kind of material, higher power, higher range of education, etc. So I think it's probably empowering the community might be the right way to go.
So ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I can't. Okay, even at 18, there's still two stupid decisions being made.
Dog, then tell me about it, man. I'm still paying for some of those fucking prices.
Exactly. Okay, so how can you even say that a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, or even 16, let's say they drop it down only 2 years, how can you even? I can't consider it.
They should have maybe a test of like an IQ and matureness that they could fucking go off of, and then the only particularly the kids that do pass that test should be able to get that, I don't know, license of becoming an adult at a higher pace.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Any one point they go through a stupid decision, even the slightest one, their girlfriend breaks up with them, computer messes up or something, the littlest thing. Okay, have you seen The Big Bang Theory?
Not a big fan, but
Okay, Sheldon, he's the most highest intellectual IQ, he's the smartest motherfucker, and according to him, he's most rational. Okay? When it showed that his girlfriend broke up with him, he sort of went through like this depression and stupid reasonings, and this is quote unquote a genius.
I think this is because he's a book smart type of guy. He does not have wisdom. Again, I have to repeat, in order to have wisdom and be a person, a knowledgeable person, you need to go through not only experience but also the book smart. You need to have a combination of both. You cannot just be book smart and consider yourself the most in the room that with the biggest amount of wisdom. Wisdom is part of experience.
At that age, I don't think they'll have enough wisdom.
You're right. Absolutely. I think you're 100% right. If Canada does move forward with this, they need to have a backup plan. For example, here in California, you can start driving at the age of 16 legally, right? Well, only certain individuals could hit that mark, and only certain individuals could get that license. So you should be able to hit that mark to a rational and emotional, intelligent adult.
Okay. I like that. Okay, so this was what is happening with people. I brought you guys 2 stories. Let me know what you guys think or what you guys don't think. Don't you guys forget that this is Lord Dark Cannon. Motherfuckers, catch that fade, run that.
Lord Dark Cannon?
Lord Dark Cannon. Don't y'all forget it.
Dude, that is like the 6th name. Stop it, dude.
Hey, I'm just mixing the best of the best. I'm Big Tank with that big heavy duty cannon with that one hit equator, but I'm also Lord Vader. So guess what? I put it together. I'm Lord Dark Cannon. Don't you forget it.
All right.
Trademarked.
Now, everybody, please allow me to set the fucking mood and jump from the deep end of the pool, because today I want you to please give a warm welcome to the pole shifting, mind bending, flat earth guru, gimmick busting, summer, winter solstice, Nazi, NASA debunker himself, David Weiss from the Flat Earth Podcast.
Wow.
How's it going, bro?
Wow, that was some intro. Thanks.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. You deserve it.
Thank you so much. It's going fantastic, because when you know where you live and you know where you don't live, life is just absolutely amazing and never boring.
Absolutely, and I completely agree with you. David Weiss, please let us know a little bit about you, and what do you know and what do you do? Blow our minds.
What do I know? That's a lot, man. For
the people that don't know you.
Just real quick, I grew up on the East Coast in Connecticut, went to college, started working for a corporation, worked my way up there, created my own division in the corporation, left that company, started my own company. Things are going amazing. Got the American dream. And then I discovered, during that time, I discovered lots of conspiracy stuff, and Flat Earth came into the play. And then I realized, wow, this is something big. And jumping forward, I left my own company to talk to people like you, because this message is the most important message to get out to the world right now. And it also comes with a little catch, because it's people that are fast asleep to the idea think it's the dumbest thing ever, and they won't even listen. I mean, I have friends that I grew up with that they're like, nah, I'm not going to watch anything that you have to say because it's so stupid. But that's how I was.
Everybody's so comfortable in just their little shell, and they're too afraid to even open up their minds and believe something else, because they've been so indoctrinated for a very long time.
So listen, I was doing a conspiracy podcast called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, where we look at, we were analyzing all the conspiracies, all the deceptions in the world. And people started sending me, hey, Dave, have you looked into Flat Earth? First, I thought it was a joke. Then it got annoying. Ban those people for life for
Wow.
You can't go on our social media. You're too stupid. Watch this 1 minute video. Watch this little video. Nope. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. And then finally, Sophia Smallstorm, another a big researcher that I respect, she's like, Dave, I think the Earth is flat. And I'm like, not you too, Sophia.
Dude.
And then I went in with a closed mind, not like hopefully your audience that might be listening with an open mind. I went in with a closed mind to prove the globe and disprove Flat Earth. And here I am 7 years later. Are you Dave?
Are you with the Flat Earth Society?
So the Flat Earth Society is a government-run disinformation site. If you Google Flat Earth, controlled opposition, 1,000%. It's to make people laugh at Flat Earth. The people that laugh at Flat Earth have two things in common. The people that are like, we live on a globe, you're an idiot. Well, one, they don't know anything about their globe. If I said, how fast is your globe spinning? They go, I don't know. It's spinning 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. How fast is it orbiting the sun? They don't know. 66,600 miles an hour. How fast is it? How fast is it chasing the sun? Almost over 500,000 miles an hour, right? They don't know any of this, the distance, the radius, the diameter. They don't know any of this, but they defend it. And then the other thing that they don't know, they all have in common, is they think Flat Earth is something that they learned on the Flat Earth Society, that it's a disc floating in space. We're not a disc floating in space. No Flat Earther thinks that. We're not a flat planet with other round planets or even other flat planets. No Flat Earther thinks that. Only globe believers think. Flat Earth believers believe that nonsense. Flat Earthers do not believe that the Earth is rising at 9.8 meters per second, which the Flat Earth Society says to create gravity. That's silly. Okay, so long story short, they don't know their own model, and they have a false idea of our model, and they think they have to pick one of them. They're both wrong.
I have one question for you, and I was looking at these. I went on YouTube and I searched, because when I search up your name online, a lot of negative comments come up. A lot of negative shit comes up. And I seen one on YouTube where they try to humiliate you. I want to give you the opportunity to tell me a little bit, define magnetic declination. How does it affect our sight? Dumb it down for us.
Yeah. So real quick, that's the Professor Dave interview. When you Google flat Earth, you don't get any real information. You don't get
you get a bunch of bullshit.
But the number one hit you get right now is the interview that I did with the guy. Yeah, with well, we call him now Professor Dave because he's not. He's a failed musician that dropped out of school and calls himself Professor Dave. He is just a propped up troll, if you will. And then if you watch this interview, he calls the interview Professor Dave
humiliates
David Weiss, the ITRH. But in reality, if you look, he's just calling me names. He's acting like a child, and he didn't even understand the simple things that I was trying to describe. So
and he wouldn't let you speak either. He was trying to
But you know what's great? That's the number one hit. So now, nobody that's in Flat Earth, that's researching Flat Earth, Googles Flat Earth because they know they're going to get garbage. But you have new people like, oh, let me look into Flat Earth. And that's the first thing that comes up. They watch that and they go, why is that professor acting like such a dick? And then they email me. They're like, you know what? I'm not a Flat Earther, but I saw your interview. Why is he behaving like that? Then I send them a couple of videos, and then they come back to me. They're like,
and you just recruited more people. It works.
Unbelievable.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's unbelievable.
There's no bad publicity, man.
Yeah,
there's no bad publicity.
Magnetic declination is because of the way the world is. Imagine the world is a big disc, but we're not a disc floating space. And you have to take that circular flat world and wrap it around a sphere. Well, down at the bottom, you're going to have all these wrinkles because you have to get rid of huge swaths of that circle. So when they wrap our world around the globe, all weird stuff happens. So the only way you can navigate around this world is with a compass and with GPS. Well, GPS is run by NASA. I'm not sure what your feelings are on NASA, but they're just another.
I'm going. Yeah, we're gonna hit NASA for sure in a bit.
Yeah. So there are certain places in the South where you have to look up your magnetic declination. So you put your compass out and it says the declination is 10 or minus 10. So you have to turn 10 degrees to go, oh, that's north. There's places in the South where the declination is 170 degrees. That means if your compass is pointing straight forward, that you have to turn around, and that's true north. So the magnetic declination. So the Professor Dave was trying to point out that people in Santiago, Johannesburg, South Africa, and in Australia can all see the Southern Cross at the same time. That's not true. And they're looking. Just imagine two people on a circle. One of them's at 90 degrees and the other one's, at 0 degrees. So they're a quarter of the way apart on the circle. And then they could stare at the same point that's halfway in between them in the distance. That's what's going on. They both think they're facing south, but they're facing towards each other. So,
I get it. After a distance, it starts becoming kind of like a triangle. You start looking at the same point in the sky. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about the horizon. Why is it? So I've fucking researched a little bit. I've been hearing other podcasters talk about flat Earth, and they've been, for some reason, it's been manifesting in my life right now. It's just coming in. Why? I want to ask you something. What do you have about the horizon? When you zoom in with a telescope, with a freaking Canon, with a stronger camera, can you see the mast of the ship again? Like, it's supposed to go under the curve, correct? After certain mileage.
So Bill Nye, the lion guy with the bow tie, showed us, a curved ball and dragging a boat over it. If the Earth was a ball, yes, a boat would go over the curve, and then and that's it. And then if you zoomed in, you can't see it because it's behind a physical curve. So a sphere requires to have a physical curve. And if they tell us, if you believe the size of the Earth is 24,901 miles around, that means a 6 foot tall person standing at the edge of calm water shouldn't be able to see the surface of the water more than 3 miles away, because at 3 miles away, there's a 6 foot drop.
Okay. Let's do that again. A six foot person standing on the water
standing at the edge at the edge of the water. There's a 6 foot drop in 3 miles if the Earth was a globe.
So after 3 miles, you should start disappearing. The head should just go sink.
After 3 miles, you can't see the surface of the water anymore, and it's all dropping off behind there. So imagine a boat sailing along this bendy water, and it would disappear from the bottom up. The problem is, I can, when I first started looking into this, I saw all these videos about zooming in on boats that disappeared, and there they are again.
Yeah,
right.
Like in Chicago, like the skyline of Chicago, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah, but a boat will disappear, and then you could zoom in and bring the boat back again, right? But it's a little more complicated than that. But
because of the dust in the air pollution,
and then little waves, because a wave a mile away from you can block out a city that's 25 miles away from you, because that wave is closer and bigger, the city is smaller and farther.
Oh, that's right.
And then that little wave Like hold your finger out at arm's length and look at something across the room, and then bring that finger way close to your eye. You can block out half your wall.
Kind of like how a shadow works. The closer you get to the like a light bulb, the shadow becomes bigger.
Yeah.
Kind of, right?
So
I got it.
So I saw all these things. I said, right, you know what? I'm not just going to believe a YouTube video. And I went out and I bought a Nikon P900 tripod. I went down to my beach and I zoomed in over to Long Island, and I could see people sitting at the water's edge on the beach, and there should have been dozens of feet of curvature. Then I found a buoy that was just under 11 miles away, so I rounded down to 10. According to Globe Math, it should be 66 feet of curvature at 10 miles. Well, this buoy is only 10 feet high, and I can see it, right? So that's a problem. So that's like, wait a minute, maybe the flat earthers are wrong, and the curvature isn't that much, because they tell us the Earth is so big. So I went to these debunking sites, and the debunking site, one of them said, well, you don't have that much drop. You only have half of that because it's a hump in the middle, and your object is over one side of the hump and you're over the other side of the hump, which is ridiculous and stupid. But you know what? Flat Earth is so true. I'll give them the handicap. Okay, there's only 33 feet of curvature, and I can still see a buoy that's 10 feet tall. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like if I'm playing golf with a, we'll call flat Earth golf with a glober, I can give him a 90-point handicap. Okay, and because he won't win, because he can't win, because here's the thing. There's people say there's millions of proofs of the globe and none of the flat Earth. The opposite is true, but things fall into three baskets: works on a flat Earth, works on a globe Earth, or works on both. Like east-west circumnavigation works on both. Southern circumnavigation does not work on a flat Earth. But guess what? Nobody has ever done it.
Is this why? Okay, so now you're talking about navigation. Is this why when you're flying, I believe from China to California, you make a stop in Alaska because it's a shorter distance?
It's a straight line. If you go look at the flat Earth map, it's a straight line. So here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. I'm assuming we live on a ball. I'm talking fast because we only have a little bit of time. If you live on a globe, the top half of the globe is the northern hemisphere. The bottom half of the southern hemisphere. The equator goes right on the middle. If you had an airplane and we're going from any northern airport to any other northern airport, any combination you want, there's an infinite number of combinations. Would you ever have to cross below the equator to make that flight?
I would think it would be a straight line.
Well, you would never have to go below the equator because that wouldn't make any sense. And guess what? You're right. No northern flight to northern location, no two northern, runways ever cross the equator to get to each other. Never. It never happens.
Why? Like you're talking to me, you're talking to me like New York to London.
New York to London. You don't go below the equator. You fly from New York to London. You stay in the northern hemisphere if the Earth was a globe. Here's the thing. It's the same on a flat Earth. No, you would never, like on a flat Earth, you have a big circle, and then halfway between the center of the circle and the outside of the circle, you have another circle. That's the equator. So the north is the inner part and the south is the outer part. Okay. So if you're flying to any two locations on that flat Earth, you would in the north, you would never have to go outside of that circle because a straight line is, the way you go. And those are the flight paths that these planes take. And they
for the listeners that don't understand the northern part. So you're telling me like the southern, okay, in a flat disc golf model, I mean, sorry. Then the flat Earth model, the outside of the CD, let's say pretend a fucking CD. That's what we're looking at. On the outside is the ice wall, which is Antarctica. Let
me make it a little clear. Imagine, so you draw a big circle. You just got a big circle, and then you put a magnet at the very center of that circle. That's your north. True pole. North. That's your North Pole. You put a compass down anywhere in that circle, it's going to point to the center. Okay. Very good. So now you measure from the center to the edge of that circle, and you make a mark there, and then you draw a circle just around halfway between the center and halfway between the outside. That's the equator. So everything in the northern hemisphere is inside of that circle, and everything in the southern hemisphere is outside of that circle.
Outside of the circle.
Outside of that equatorial circle. So if you're traveling to any two locations in the inner circle, you would never have to cross that circle. Doesn't just think about this. You learn this in kindergarten. You don't have to go below that. And that's true. No flights do that. On a globe, it would be the same thing in the southern hemisphere, any southern location to any other southern location. But the problem is when you fly from like Santiago to Australia, that's a short little trip across the bottom of the ball. but they don't. They fly all the way up to the United States, over to China, and all the way back down. And
they do a stop somewhere else. This is what blows my fucking mind.
But if you look at that on a flat Earth map, it's a straight line. Okay.
It makes more sense on a flat Earth map than on a ball Earth map.
Right. There's a book called 16 Emergency Landings. You can buy it on lulu.com that prove flat Earth.
Hashtag look it up, everybody. Hashtag
or you can get the free online. It's free online PDF. And check it out. And it shows these emergency landings where they landed like 1,500 miles out of the way. And they landed there like 15 minutes after the emergency happened. Like someone's having a baby, someone's having a heart attack.
It makes more sense on a flat Earth.
And like, why did they go all the way to Moscow? Why did they go all the way to Seattle? Why did they go all the way over here? And then you look at it on a flat Earth map, that location that they landed on is on the line between the origin and the destination.
Hey, David Weiss. Okay, check this out. I want to move away from Earth and push it up to space. What is space? Because Genesis speaks about the Earth, the firmament, dividing the waters from the water, right?
God separated the waters from the waters and created it with the firmament. So
what is space?
Space is water, if you ask me. But again, anything above where we can reach or anything beyond the shoreline of Antarctica is speculation because we're not allowed to go there. There's no
one is. You can't even fly out there.
Yeah, you can go. You can spend $20,000 to $50,000 or more to go to Antarctica for 3 days, and they take you just to a little peninsula off of South America, and that's it. That peninsula is bigger than some countries, but Antarctica. Think about this: Antarctica is bigger than all of the oceans and all of the continents combined. Okay, we're told
is this facts?
This is what we believe, and there is a lot of evidence to it, but we're not allowed to go to Antarctica.
That's right. You can't have like a personal excavation. I mean, exhibition. I mean, what's it called? Like a personal trip. You can't do anything. Like you can't even go with like permission.
And check this out.
There is United Nations provides you. They give you. There's like a law, like a national law.
It's called the Antarctic Treaty. All the countries in the world have signed on to it since 1959. And it's still into effect until the year 2041. It can't even be questioned. But and a time where we're fighting all these other countries for all these other reasons, everyone together comes together and goes, "Yep, nope."
No one goes to Antarctica.
No one goes to Antarctica. Yeah, but go ahead, because we have to save the ice and the penguins. But go ahead, deforest the Amazon. That's fine. The lungs of our world.
It makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense at all.
That's absolutely.
And do you have my app?
No, I'm going to download it. I have to fucking take a look at it.
Let me tell you about the app. And I'm not here to sell apps. I'm here to give you the information. And I'm telling people, don't buy the app. Just go read the reviews in the App Store, except for a couple trolls or people that have like
obviously you're always gonna have, you need those.
Yeah,
you need those.
It's the highest rated app in both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. It's called the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Long name. But the easiest way to find it is just go to flatearthdave.com. And the app is right there at the top of the page. All the information, all my videos, all my interviews, all my short videos, my DITRH, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole YouTube channel. My videos are under 5 minutes, all of them.
Awesome. Very digestible for everybody. If you have a short attention span, make sure you go look it up.
and so I have what I call the Flat Earth App Challenge. Every day, there's a new video that shows up on the app. If you think I'm crazy and that the Earth is a globe, fantastic. I'm offering you 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof. But before you waste my time...
Wait. 3 fucking Bitcoins.
3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof. But before you waste my time, you have to get the app and you have to watch the daily video every day for 2 weeks. And if you don't want to wait the 2 weeks, the archive button's right there and you can go backwards 2 weeks and watch it all in one day. Okay? And I do short videos during the week, longer ones on the weekend. And at the end of that, 99% of you are going to realize the Earth is flat, but some of you will be like, no, you didn't really pay attention, and you'll have an answer. But then before you send it to me, you have to go to the frequently asked questions page, and it's probably right there. And then there's videos explaining
answers to your questions,
answers to your questions, and there's so much stuff there. And the thing is, this is growing so fast; it is mind blowing. We have the
and it's because you're touring. I'm seeing how much activity you're doing. And just for you to come on Paranoid is not a huge fucking show. And for you to be here, just here, expanding people's knowledges and putting seeds in people, that's why it's blowing the fuck up.
I'll tell you what. There's a lot of, people that go out there and we go out on these flat earth shows and we got 500, 1,000 people watching. They're all flat earthers. I'd rather talk to 7 non-flat earthers.
Absolutely.
Okay? I'd rather talk to, because those people are the ones that we need. We need to get this information out because this is life-changing information. You know, you like the movie The Matrix?
I love it. I'm a simulation guy. I believe what we live in is a simulation.
You know what?
What you want it to be.
And you know what? We live on this dielectric plane. It's best described as a simulation. I call it
it is electric,
physical.
Right?
I think, it is electric. The only true forces in this world are electricity and magnetism. And we live on this dielectric plane in this toroidal field.
That's how you feel people's energies and the sun's energy. And energy is never destroyed. It could only go from hot to cold. It could only transform, but it can never be destroyed.
So listen to this. We're in this field, and everything we see, all the luminaries in the sky are alive. All of the earth is alive. We are alive. We're part of this living system. Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. The movie, for example, Avatar, bringing Hollywood in again. This is why Hollywood drops little fucking breadcrumbs of truth in every single fucking movie, so that you could pretend it's just your imagination or it's just a fucking movie, but it's not.
Truth in the movies, lies in the news. Truth in the movies, lies in the news. So remember Neo at the beginning of the movie, he's depressed. Right? He's depressed. He's, doing his little deals with software or whatever. And it's something's wrong with the world. He can't figure it out. You know why? Because he's plugged into the Matrix. What's the Matrix? The Matrix is the heliocentric system. It's a prison for your mind. Now look at Neo at the very end of the movie. Okay.
Yes.
And put him next to the Neo at the very opening of the movie. One of them is lost, depressed, and weak. The other one has taken his power back. He's unplugged from the system. Remember when he first got unplugged? He's on the table recovering with 100 IVs in him. And he goes to Morpheus. He goes, why do my eyes hurt? And do you remember what Morpheus said?
Because you've been asleep for a long time.
Because you've never used them. Right?
Wow.
So for those of you that are listening, and if you watch my video interviews, it's a lot of content, a lot of stuff that I'm showing you while I'm talking. Everyone says the same thing. They go, my brain hurts. And that's because you've never used it before. Because what did they tell you in school about your brain? You only use 10% of your brain, right? That's what they told us. That's the goal of the government indoctrination center. They don't want you connecting
feel so fucking tiny.
Right. They don't want you connecting with nature, connecting with your true spirit, connecting with source. They don't want you using your imagination.
Right? Your own food.
Yeah. They don't want you creating your own reality. They want you working in that 10%, which is slave mentality. They teach you to do accounting and and geometry and algebra, but they don't teach you vortex mathematics and sacred geometry.
Even the education's owned by certain individuals, Rothschilds and other elites.
The Rockefellers, right? It's all and it's all nonsense. They don't teach you. No ruling class will teach their people information that will challenge their authority. So they're teaching us just to keep us docile. They don't want us to know that we are more than just an insignificant speck flying through an infinite universe. They steer our minds with the news, right? I never watch the news. Once a year, I turn it on for 5 minutes and I regret it because it's nothing. It's false evidence appearing real, and they steer your mind with the acronym NEWS, North, East, West, South, news. Okay. And it's all
look at that.
It's all to control your mind, because if you live in the heliocentric world, there's a lot to be afraid of, right? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Asteroids, it could take us out at any moment. Well, guess what? Asteroids aren't real, right? Our sun can supernova or whatever, red dwarf, right? Bullshit. That's all lies. We're running out of water. We're not running out of water. There's infinite water above and below. We're running out of fossil fuels, dinosaur juice, if you will. There's free energy. There's free energy everywhere, right? We're overpopulated. Every family in America could have
Tesla knew it. He knew it. The 369 equation, all of this. Yeah,
it. So every family in America could have a half an acre in Texas, and part of Texas will be empty. Every family in the world could live in Australia, and half of Australia would be empty. Okay,
that is right. Is right.
So
everybody could have acres of land under their name in their possession instead of living in the super cities and fucking super condensed, super packed.
And they're cities. Lying about how many. That's if they're telling the truth about 7.8 billion people. I think it's far less than that. I think it's way less than half that number. Right? They don't want us to know what's going on here, and they're trying to reset the world right now. They're trying to do this great reset, which is a whole nother show. But we have the opportunity,
though, David.
What?
Why would they take this huge amount of energy, money, investment, dude, for a whole fucking, not only generations, but I'm talking about like centuries, even our millennia of lying?
Because humans want to see what's on the other side of the fence. I don't care how big of a pen I put you in. As soon as you see the fence, you're going to want to know what's on the other side. What if our world is like this? Imagine we're in Kansas and there's a lake 5 miles around and there's a whole bunch of islands in that lake. That's our world. Right? All those islands are the continents. At the center of the lake is the North Pole. I can circumnavigate east or west, which is a circle around the magnetic center. Right. Remember, I told you to get your circle, put a piece of compass on it, magnet at the center. Try to push your compass east or west. It's a circle. Okay. Because it has to circle around that. But if you try to go south, south is every direction away. Well, what happens when you get to the edge of the pond? Well, at the edge of the lake in Kansas? Well, you don't fall off. Right? Like they want the Flat Earth Society wants you to believe. You get to the edge of the lake and there's land. So you climb up on the land and now you got to walk all the way across Kansas. And no one's ever told you that there's anything more than just the shoreline there. You know, you were told that Kansas is just a little island at the bottom of a ball, when in reality, Kansas is big. And guess what happens when you get to the end of Kansas? There's more. And then you get to the end of that, there's more.
So you're saying there's more land beyond the ice wall? Do you believe in the ice wall? Is that what you...
So the ice wall is not a wall like Game of Thrones. That's another mind control piece right there. The entire purpose of Game of Thrones is to make you laugh at the ice wall. It's the shoreline of the world. Where does a puddle form? At the top of a hill or at the bottom?
The bottom of the hill.
Rainstorm, of course. And what contains the puddle?
The hole?
The land, well, the land that's consistently higher than the puddle, right? Because if the land wasn't higher, the puddle would run away. Well, a pond is a bigger puddle, and the edge of the pond is always where the land is higher than the water consistently all the way around. Because if you lowered some of it, it would flow away. Well, they tell us Antarctica, this little continent at the bottom of a ball, is the highest land on Earth. Interesting, right? Well, the Antarctica is not a continent at the bottom of a ball. Antarctica is the land that contains our world pond. All of the oceans of the world are just like a big pond, and Antarctica is the shoreline, right? What's beyond the shoreline? The rest of the country. If the world that we live in is just a lake that's 5 miles around in the middle of America, you got the rest of America that's in Antarctica. Okay, that's like millions and millions and millions of times bigger than our known world. But what if there was other lakes? What if there was other lakes all across? What if there was?
Do you believe this is where extraterrestrials are coming from?
Extra? What is that?
Terrestrial.
More.
Terrestrial.
Terrestrial.
I've said that
terra, territory. Extra terra. Extra land. Extraterrestrials are coming from the extra territory just beyond Antarctica. Right? Go check out my channel. My channel, DITRH, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. Just the DITRH. Everything's at flatearthdave.com. And watch my latest video on it's about puddle theory, if you will, about what's beyond Antarctica. Now, I'm not saying that this map I'm showing is true, although it makes a lot more sense than space. I'm saying that we should have the right to go explore our world rather than being locked in this prison. So
I agree.
You asked why the lie. The lie is to keep you feeling insignificant. The lie is to hide the fact that there is a creator. What do I mean by that? Right? I'm not religious.
Disconnected from God.
Yeah, they don't want you in a situation where you can't deny the creator. I'm not a Bible guy, but there's a verse in the Bible that basically says, once you see my creation, the earth, you can no longer deny my existence. And that is true, because I used to deny the creator. And when I realized that the earth is flat, it's not the shape that matters, and flat is not a shape. It's that
they keep us all believing it's a fucking ball, and it is Star Wars and Star Trek.
It's all of the programming. All of
this
the
is
programming.
the biggest lie Satan has ever. If Satan does exist, if he is real, this is the biggest lie and the source of all lies to keep us in sin.
It's to keep us lost in this world of materialism. This world is truly amazing, and there's unlimited resources, and we have unlimited manifestation abilities, and they don't want us to know that we have all of this. There's no wars are all made up. Soldiers are just volunteers, that are going to order followers that are going to kill other order followers. Right? The rulers of this world know the rules. You're not allowed to break anyone else's free will. That includes killing them. But if I convince you to go kill someone else, that's on you, not on me.
And you make you volunteer for it. That is right. David Weiss, please
Amazing.
go ahead and let them know your plugs, how they can find you, and then make sure you send me some plugs for me if I could set it up in the description of the show.
All you got to put in is flatearthdave.com, flatearthdave.com. Everything is there. Check out my channel. Check out the app. I highly recommend it. And on the app, there is the friend finder, which shows you all the other flat earthers around you, and then you can message them, and you can send out group messages. And like we sent out a group message the other day, we had 80 people that showed up for a meetup in New York.
That is amazing. Yeah, that is crazy shit.
And it's super fun. The app is $3. Okay. There is a subscription, which is $11 a year, but you don't have to do it unless you want to send outgoing messages. You can receive messages. Someone says, "Hey, meet up Saturday at Joe's Bar and Grill." No problem. You're in. But if you want to be able to send messages or fill out profiles and use it as a dating app or a job app, because that's what people are doing now, it's $11 a year. But
awesome.
But again, it's a margarita without leaving a tip for the bartender.
That's the best type of stuff right there. David Weiss, thank you so much for fucking joining us, man. You fucking knocked it out of the park. I am truly humble for you being here today.
All right, man. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
That is an amazing fucking episode with amazing information. A big time. Let them know where they can find you.
You guys know the deal. Catch me at EKNAT626. Once again, EKNAT626 on social media. Let me know what you guys are feeling. If you guys are not feeling it, does it hold any weight in your head? My people, let me know. Until then, till the next time. That is Professor SUD himself bringing that shit talking degree to the fucking floor. And you can find me at TREBLES, Trebles Garcia, on all social media platforms. Make sure you check us out at paranoidradio.com, paranoidradio.com. And massive fucking shout outs to David Weiss for coming through again. Thanks all.